Hey, look at you, going above and beyond. Thanks so much. You definitely don't need to know how to set these up, but I'm glad you're here to hear the explanation. Ultimately, I want to get to the ultimate truth of this kind of statement, so I want to break it down into smaller components. I'm going to always start with just the basic m's and n's and all the possibilities for them to be true or false. And before I can figure out the entire statement, I better first figure out what's going on with this itself. And this one just relies on things that are already in my table. I'll know the values for m, I'll know the values for n, but I will want a column for m implies n. So that'll be good. I've taken care of this whole thing. Now, before I can figure out what happens with the implication of this whole part, I will want to know more about this statement. And this is going to require some extra work. Before I can figure out what not m or n is, I'll need a value for not m. I don't have a column for that yet. So I'll go ahead and I'd probably create a column for that. And once I know what not m is, I've already got a column for n. So I could just use those two columns to figure out what happens when I put those two statements together. Now that I've figured out what's happening with this, I've got a column for that, and I've got a column for what it's supposed to imply. I can use those two columns to figure out what I ultimately want to know, which is if m implies n implies not m or n, is that always true or not? So we'll figure that out in the next video. But I do appreciate you watching this one. I hope it made sense. And, maybe you were able to figure that out all by your lonesome.